Okay, what do you guys want to talk about? Ashley, is there anything that you want to say, talk about? Um, yeah.
Were you guys all on the last two? Is there anybody who was not on? Okay, so Martha, make sure. Have you heard about the new training? That was something Micah talked about on the last ones. Corporate has a new training comes out Monday, that from start to finish, the whole new coach training is 22 minutes, I think is what it is. And that is basically replacing New Coach University. Micah is still trying to figure that out, but what she's thinking is her New Coach University, you'll get access to it month 2 or 3. But the beginning is very focused on doing, not learning. So you'll sign up, you'll log into the back office, here's the train. Like, it's not going to be okay, come to my Facebook page. Like, that we're going to tell them to watch the trainings in the back office. So they're getting familiar with the back office. They'll watch the 22 minutes and then ready, go, and start doing the tracker. And that's like it, the first at least month. So, and they're focused on like how to do the tracker, how to run your own group. There's a video about Shakeology. I think there's one about rank advancing. Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember, but it's very simplified. It is. So, and Micah wants everybody to watch them, like, even if you've been around for 27 years, because you need to know what your people are watching. So as soon as they come out Monday, we need to watch them. That's the main thing you missed on the last ones. So make sure everybody does that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I think that we're always looking for more ways to help our people, help our coaches. But I think it's more just simplifying and making it simple and not feel like they have to know all the things before they actually do it. So I think this will be perfect to simplify for all of our new coaches and coaches that have been around forever but haven't actually done anything. I'm sure Micah told you guys, like, in your threads. So we're just gonna, so with the work coming out, we are doing just a big combined group just because I don't think that there's going to be like 1 million people in it. So we're just going to do a team-wide on the app group prep starting the 7th of October and kicking off the 14th. So if you haven't heard that, that's the plan. And that one will just be just the work people. And then obviously you can plug your people into whatever other groups you have that aren't doing the work. So in case you haven't heard, that who's going to do the work? I'm so excited for it. I'm trying to finish MM100, so I'm like good to go on the 14th. But I'm so excited. I love MM100, but I don't know how you do it for 200 days, Ashley. It's great, but that's a long time. What else do you guys want to talk about?
I have a question. Sorry. Okay, so one of the things that comes up, and it comes up very often, and it just came up again with one of my girls. She was talking to somebody face to face at work, and I guess the lady was pretty excited and wanted to know what the business was about. So she started telling her, because she wanted to know how we make money. And so she started telling her, and so then immediately she's like, oh, so it's a pyramid scheme. This is like the second time I hear this in like a matter of a week or so. And so she did try to explain that it is not a pyramid scheme because, those are illegal. But she felt that she didn't give her not the right answer, but how do you explain something like this? I mean, I did tell her it's an MLM and it works differently. You can make money just by, retail. You don't have to build a team, but that's going to be really hard. So is there a way to explain it better to somebody that has like that kind of a mindset? Oh, it's a pyramid. Never mind.
So in my opinion, if I hear people say it's a pyramid scheme, I just turn it back onto them and say, well, what do you think a pyramid scheme is? Pyramid schemes are illegal. Of course it's not. What do you think a pyramid scheme is? Like, and they'll be like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? And then most of the time they'll be like, oh, well, it's because the person at the top makes more money, blah, 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 and you make money off everybody else. And you just say, no, you have through your hard work and abilities, you can make more money than anybody above you. So I kind of personally, I turn it on to them and make them like try to answer why they think it's a pyramid scheme. Or most people say that have no freaking clue what a pyramid scheme even is. And
I totally do exactly what Cozy said. So I explain, like, I mean, I'm not an example of this because, I mean, I don't make more than Jaylin, but there are coaches in Beachbody who make more than their upline. And so I explain that that is very possible, and that, you know, I say I don't need to bore you with how the compensation plan works unless you want me to go into it. But the way our structure is set up, it is very possible to make more than your upline, because you don't just magically make lots of money if someone below you is crushing it. You have to crush it to make money. And number one, and number two, okay, you find me a company that the CEO is not sitting on his butt golfing while his employees are making McDonald's. You think the CEO of McDonald's works just as hard as someone who's making minimum wage that's brand new, that just started? The pyramid thing, it exists everywhere. That the person who's been around the longest, who has worked the hardest, who is consistent AF, Ashley's getting the passion sweats, that they don't make more than the person at the bottom that just signed up. That exists everywhere. And so I say that too, that like, okay, well, your husband has a real job. Does his boss make more than him because his boss has been around longer and works harder and is more qualified and has been more consistent than him? Yeah, probably. Like, so it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I would just be kind of blunt and turn it back onto them, because I honestly don't get that question. I mean, at the beginning I kind of did, but not anymore. I haven't gone in forever. So I would just be pretty blunt with it. Hopefully that helped at all, Martha. But you just got to help your coach just understand, just be super blunt, squash it there, and not let it keep like pester, or what's the word, in their brain 24/7. Jerica asks, how are people going to be added, and if the work is going to be a co-ed group? I assume. I don't think that we want to like separate both. I don't know, unless there's guys that want to make a separate group for the work just for the guys, then I don't know. But so, and then obviously I'm sure Micah will do a post where you can leave emails below and she can make sure that everybody's added to it. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but you know, we'll figure it out. Ashley, do you think Jake and them will do a separate group or just join the same? Yeah.
From what I'm planning on, to everybody being in the same group, because
I don't think there's going to be like a massive amount of people that do it. I think some people will want to, but once they start, they'll be like, maybe not. But, or once they even do the sample workout, that one will still kill you. So, geez, I'm excited. What else, you guys? Doing anything that's working well for you guys?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How the heck is everybody like signing up all these coaches? Anybody?
Who's been having a good month?
I haven't been having a great month with signing up coaches, but my coaches are all doing something now. Like, they're all doing really well. My brand new coaches are doing really well. And I talked to Ashley like a month ago about what video she sends to people. And I think the back office stuff is going to be the new training is going to be the best thing ever to just shorten it, because I stopped putting people through the new coach university and just started sending them just a few little videos, like tiny little clips. And I think the Moira one is like one of the top ones. Like, I'm still going to send out to everyone, because I think it's so awesome for new coaches to like think about their vision and just like see that those dreams are like can become their reality. But like, all my new coaches are signing up coaches. Like, they're signing more coaches than I am right now. They're all doing friggin' awesome.
Can you share that video on our thread? The Moira one?
Yeah, that's smart. I don't think I ever share that with my new coaches, so that's super smart. Yeah, awesome. I've honestly just been, I think we go in and out of phases of we're inviting to challenge groups and we're inviting to coaches or to coaching. I've honestly I need to do way better at talking about coaching in my stories. I know I do. But I've been super intentional with sending at least 5 invites to coaching specific every Monday through Friday. And then I'll send 5 to 10 just to a challenge group. And I feel like that's been helping too, because I mean, if we don't send those super specific invites, like people, that's not going to be their first thing being like, oh, I want to coach. You know, most of us are really good about talking about our workouts and our shake, but not as good talking about the coaching opportunity. And also I mean, this is like the good thing that I have when I have write everybody's names down from years ago. I literally, starting this week, I've gone through all my old like books of all the names and messaging every single person. And I've had a few people that will be like, yeah, I want to do it, or I'm ready. And I talked to them like 2 or 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So just go back to like way the beginning of people. And that's what's helped. I mean, that's what's good about writing stuff down. Madison said I have not been signing people as much this month, but I have been getting way more yes responses from people with only sending 10 to 15 invites. And it's been from the problem solution invite. Yeah. I think that if you can really focus on like all the Angie Lee, like all of her training stuff that she's been doing with making your posts better, you're going to be able to, then you don't feel weird to go and invite those people that are commenting on those posts and interacting on those posts, because you're already giving you have a reason to talk to them because they're commenting about a problem they have. If your posts are solid like that. And yeah, I like the whole sending, you don't need to send 50 a day.
Amen. Because the 50 a day thing, Micah talked about this in the Emerald call. You're not going to get someone that you send an invite. And I mean, maybe Micah said she gets like 1 a month out of the hundreds she sends, that one will be like, actually, yes, I'm ready. It's the yeses come from your follow-ups, not from your invites. And so I mean, I've only sent 10 a day for 2 years. And yeah, I don't send more than 10. So the thing I've signed, I think 8 builders this month. And I feel like, I had 0 last month. So I'm like, what happened? It's, I followed up with everybody in my sneak peek. That's what I did. So I have the IG sneak peek that I just weave it into my stories, whatever. And then I didn't technically do it. It was my assistant, but I sent her I was talking in the stories in my sneak peek about how I had a new coach mentorship starting, and that I had made some changes to my onboarding system. And I didn't use that word, but like that kind of like what Aaron Decker was talking about, that it was only, you'll be done with your training in a week. And because it was just 5 videos, or now I'm going to be able to talk about, you're going to be done with your training in half an hour. The amount of time it'll take you to watch an episode of something on Netflix, you'll be done with the training and you'll know what to do to build a business. And whatever, was talking about it in my stories, and then had my assistant go in and message every single person that's following me. She kind of tried to filter through to see if I had coaches following me to not message them. But then it just said, I'm freaking excited for this new coach mentorship that's starting Monday. Are you finally ready to come do this with me? And because a lot of people who follow me have been following me for a freaking long time. And I had like 9 people reply back that they were like, yes. And every single one of them was one of my discounters. And so it wasn't like challenge packs. They weren't necessarily people signing up, but they were, and one of them's gone Emerald, and one of them just signed her someone family member, and like they're doing stuff. So it's from, following up is my thing I was missing for the longest time that has been so good for me.
So is that on your Instagram sneak peek?
It's in my Instagram sneak peek, yeah. So I get a little bit more vague in my normal one, that I'm like, if you want to talk about, like, if you want to learn more about what I do, go over here. And then once I'm over there, I get a little bit more like, I show my tracker and I show like a little bit more specific. And some of the things that people tell me are fears in my normal page, like, you're on calls all the time. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. That I come in and I'm like, well, you see that I'm on a lot of calls. I'm also an elite coach. You don't have as many calls as I do because you're not going to be leading the size team I am. You have 2 calls a week. You'll have a call. We do a call with corporate that's on Mondays at 9 a.m. Eastern Mountain Time. And you'll have a call on Thursdays that we do with my entire upline and all the downline team. That's 30 minutes. Those are the only calls you're going to have, with the exception of the occasional call that we do that's a team training. You don't have too many calls. That I come in and I'll address like what it is they're telling me in stories. And so when I come in and I say, like, are you ready to come do this? I have a new coach thing starting. I've squashed a lot of the limiting beliefs, not only in the content of the group, but in my stories, because I talk in my stories in there.
Yes, I have not been utilizing my sneak peek on my Instagram as much as I should. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to do that.
Okay, so I want to know, Ashley, and whoever else is using your Instagram sneak peek a lot, how are you using it? Like, other than the posts are up, those never change, but how are you using the stories? How often? How do you balance what goes on your regular stories versus when do you switch over to that account? Like, I'm like Cozy, I'm not using it nearly as much as I should.
So I feel like I'm not using it as much as I want to be, but I try and I'm doing a marketing calendar. So I know, because my brain, Cozy and I talk about this all the time, and it's like a running joke. If you've read the book Essentialism, everything he says about non-essentialists, that is me. I will find the most complicated way to do something. I will make everything 1,000 times harder than it has to be. So invites and bringing in new people and running a channel, like, I will make it way more complicated than I have to. So I do a marketing calendar, and I know that there is a specific block of time that all my call to actions are going to be focused on coaching, that all my invites that I'm going to blitz. And I do the equivalent of 5 coaching invites a day, 10 challenger invites a day. So I'm sending 15 invites a day, but I don't do it that way. I send 300 challenger ones in a week, and then the next week I'll send 100 coaching ones, and then I'm done for the whole month, because I will slam them based off of my marketing calendar. And then which hashtag Micah told me she does that 3 years ago, and it just took me 3 years ago to listen to her. So when I'm doing a coaching one, when I'm slamming my invites, I slam it in my stories, and then I'm slamming the stories in my sneak peek, that I'm talking about, okay, they're coming in here, I want there to be stories for them to watch that are, and I'm not just resharing stories, they're different things. So I'm talking about fears that I'm hearing. I'm talking about why they want to join right now, that why right now is different than when they were thinking about this a month ago. And there's an urgency, which it's usually that I'm doing like a new coach GSR, or that I'm doing, I have a mentorship group starting or whatever. And I make it super clear that, like, if someone wants to sign up late, I'm not going to turn them away. But I don't say that in my stories. I say, like, and I'm closing enrollment because then I'm going to be opening an accountability group, and I want to focus on them. And I want my new coaches to get a really solid foundation first. So after Tuesday, I'm not bringing in new coaches for another month. If you're ready to do this, you better come do it right now. And that's made a lot of, like, okay, I'm ready, sign me up. Like, so that they, even though I know if they message me Wednesday, I'm not going to be like, oh, sorry, you have to wait a month. They think I am going to say that. And so if they're wanting to do it, they will. So if we were to sum that up, essentialism, Ashley. I give them urgency, and I follow up, and I post in there around my marketing calendar. So I try to do my calls to actions in my stories, my invites, everything tries to line up around my marketing calendar when my new coach GSR is. Did that help at all? Yeah. Jerica, 1,000% more for my IG sneak peek than my Facebook, because I don't even run a Facebook one anymore. If I have somebody on Facebook asking for information, I tell them to come to the IG one, because the IG one, I feel like it answers all their questions, and I don't have to, like, worry about, okay, I gotta go live and I need to make it fit in less than 30 minutes and I gotta make sure I cover all the things, and oh my gosh, that wasn't a good one, my energy was off and the dog barked and someone came to the door and oh, now I gotta redo it. I took all the time to do it once and make it solid in IG, and then the only thing I ever update is my stories. I don't ever redo any of it. And the IG one, I've brought in way more builders than I did in the Facebook one. So the IG one's been really good for me.
So Ashley, what do you do for your coaches then? Since your Instagram one and you're not running like sneak peeks for your coaches, what do? You just tell them to make their own? What about brand new coaches?
So Sapphires, I'm telling them that they need to create their own, which my team Sapphire is like 4 coaches. So when you're halfway there, that at that point, okay, you need to take 2 hours and you need to figure out how to share your story and whatever. They're not going to be motivated by my story. Your people don't know me. So whatever. But brand new ones, there's somebody in Micah's Fantasticness made that PDF that has the 5 videos from Micah and you and me and Melissa and Jaylyn. And that's what I tell them, like, okay, if someone wants info about coaching, send them this. And everything is just in one nice little link. And if they're ready to do it, let me know and I'll help you sign them up. Like, but a lot of my people have been figuring out how to bring in builders just by talking about it one-on-one. It's not necessarily that they're getting them from like posts and someone wants info and they tell them why they're liking it. And then they're like, what do I do? They signed up. That I like, if anything, we've had the opposite problem, that they're feeling paralyzed by, they signed up, now what do I do?
Yeah, no, that's good. I just always struggle with wanting to help them more, but at the same time, I still do a Facebook one once a month with my coaches, and they add people to it, but they also haven't been signing up a ton of people, so I was just curious. So, okay, do you guys have any other questions, comments, things you're doing that are good, bad, good, or you're struggling with, not bad?
Ashley, that link that you were talking about that you send, that's Micah's and your guys's, is that something that's available to all of us? Because normally I just send them 2 videos, and one of them is the one where Cozy and Candace are in the cover that you guys did at a retreat. I do that one, and then I send them one of the ones from our back office. So I don't feel like it's very personal.
Yeah, I don't even know who made this. It's so awesome, but I have the link on my phone. I don't know how to copy it into. Do you know how to copy it?
Can you put it on our thread, maybe?
Put it what?
On the thread, on our messenger thread?
Yes, I'll put it in the Success Club one. Does that work?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I send that one to people still often. So I think it's I don't even know who made it, but it was so good. Oh, there you go. Carrie and Ashley posted it. Yeah, sweet. Does anybody have anything? Nothing? Okay, well, we'll just end this and get to work. I need to finish all my invites. So thanks for hopping on, you guys. And yeah, if you have any questions, or make sure on Monday you go through that new training, because I need to go through it too. So I'm excited for it. Okay, have a good day, guys. Bye.